Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with the Libra Collective April 2026 tarot reading. So it'll be your monthly forecast for April. This is for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement of Libra. I am Tiffany, the Schoolhouse Intuitive. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll use tarot oracle cards, tarot tokens, and I'll share channeled messages. So this could pertain to any area of your life. Let's get a tarot token out and just see overall energy. Now, I did do a reading at the end of 2025 that was a yearly. I broke it all down into the months. So for April, I'm going to share those messages, but I'll just recap what that month brought. We have Tower here. Let's not get too worried yet. Okay. Something's not as it seems. Okay. That is one message that did come in. Something is not as it seems. So sometimes with the Tower, it's a change that maybe, we didn't expect, or it's some sort of, it can feel like chaos, but it's also, we can have something better, right? To build a better, stronger foundation. Let's see. We also have the Death card. My goodness. Transformation. Oh my. Well, you can tell I don't these are not, that's not what I would have wanted, but here we are. Okay, what else do we have? You know what I'm going to say is, you can tell it's not scripted. This is what really came out. And then we have the Star. Okay, so interesting, because we had the Star come out twice during that yearly reading that I did for the month of April. It came out in your meditation as a card, and then it came out in the reading as from another deck. And now you have it as your overall energy too. After this tearing down in some way, this transformation, right? Ending things that just don't fit. They don't suit you. They don't serve you. Maybe it's not in alignment with the healing you want to do, or just what you want to achieve in life here with that Star token. So let's get started with some tarot cards. I'm going to use a couple of different decks, tarot decks, but multiple oracle cards. Actually, I think we'll start with an oracle card from the Angel and Auras deck. Let's see, what do we have, please, for the Libra Collective? So we have Scorpio energy there, Aquarius energy there. Let's see, what do we have, please, for the Libra Collective? Law of Attraction. All right, interesting card. Unlike most of the cards in this deck, this one's all words, all stuff in the brain. Now here's the thing. We are one of the more thoughtful, analytical, cognitive signs, right? So it's interesting that we then get the card that is unlike others in the deck. I mean, look at the rest of the deck is all, pictures and colors and all that. And we get the one that's an outline of someone's brain or mind, whatever they're going for here. Brain and mind are not the same to me anyway, but it says, my angels are with me. Life loves me. I'm beautiful. I'm prosperous. Everything's going to work out. So what we think about, we bring about. Action, thought, feeling, being diligent in some way. What else do we have, please? So one of the messages I was getting for us was not dimming down or dulling our sparkle or shine, whatever you want to call it. We have your desires are within reach, nice and colorful. These are colors I think of when I think of April. The softer pastel, but yet still there's color, new life here. We have card 44. So this is about faith, patience, excitement, and relief of some way. I'm actually getting relief from achy joints coming off that card here. So other things I received, though, because what I love about this too is it is joyful expansion came in too to the 2026 overview that I had done for April. Joyful expansion came in, things really picking up, a really intense energetic shift. Like, this is it, folks. This is it. We've arrived. We have, yes, not dimming down for anything. I picked up on indigo sky. I picked up on warrior. You know, we are Aries season, so there they are, the warriors in tarot. I picked up on rewards, victories, the number 6, leaving doubts. And then there was something about like, you're going to feel this. You are absolutely going to feel this shift. There is something, again, it's not as it appears. Okay, something's not quite as it seems. We don't need to get scared automatically and think, oh, that's a bad thing. I feel like it's actually the opposite. Something that could feel tricky, right? Like with this tower and this death card transformation, you come out on the other side, like better for it kind of thing. You know, with this star card, it's ultimate healing. That is ultimate rebuilding. If there's something, pardon me, that you want after the tower, it is literally the next card in tarot, which would be the star card. But there's transition, there's transformation in the middle of all this, right? It's not always easy. It's not always beautiful, right? Birth can be messy. So we also had indigo sky. Did I say that? I had, leaving doubts behind, winning a battle. And I thought it meant metaphorically, but now who knows with global events, there's something here about battles coming in. But I did get a word of like victory. We were getting 4 of wands, which 1111 card, right? That's divine timing. That somehow could be connected to the animal of camel or homecoming, coming home in some way. There's a home, going to a space where you feel more healed. If you haven't done it already, it will happen by April, or within April, I should say. So this could be a move that feels more like home, making adjustments. There was a big decision. Okay, there's also something about a connection to others. Okay, that maybe you were lacking, you know, and that's why you made a move or something. We also had the 7 of Cups, as I said, the star, the 10 of Cups, feeling at home, full of peace and healed after a difficult time. We had the Knight of Swords energy come in a couple of times. There could be this energy of feeling like you need to rush, okay, an unsettled kind of energy. Or maybe it's not even that it's not unsettled in a bad way. It's like, okay, this tower crashed down, whatever, you know, now what? Like now what? Now we rebuilt, okay? So there's that. I did get a connection between January and April. Could tie into your career, okay? So January to April, there's some sort of connection. So we'll see if that comes through in the reading. So think about what you were trying to do in January, maybe February, March, it was slow, stalled, and then April, it becomes more clear. It's a new career path for some of you. Okay, there's trusting the magnificence or the magic of newness. Sorry, trusting the magic of newness. I'm reading my notes from the meditation. You also had adjustments, potentially about healing or heart chakra energy. There's a lot of fertility. Okay, you had a fertility of card of abundance coming in. There's support. It's there's something here like you don't see it now. Okay, you don't see this yet, but there's something significant coming in. This is big. Okay, we had star card again, as I said. Then it comes in here, and you had it. It was twice actually in your April reading when I did it at the end of the year. Patience here may come into play. Not our favorite word, but has to happen, I guess, sometimes. Then there's something about setting your sights higher because you definitely deserve better. We have to sometimes get out of our own way, though. We had the Queen of Wands, the Sun. That is such fiery energy. We even had the King of Wands come in. There's a lot of forward movement. There's the energy, too, of foundations. And that is only happening, really, because we now have this Tower card. Again, Tower, breaking down of the old, breaking down those foundations, leaving something that was not stable or great to begin with, maybe, or it was and then it fell apart. So that's what they're doing here. They're kind of saving themselves from future agony, if you will. They're coming to terms with this transition here, but they're focusing on the new day dawning in the background. That's you right there. That's the sun there, okay, in the background, if you could see it. And that's the other thing. Like, if you can see it, you can achieve it. If you see it, you can be it. That sort of thing. And then we have, as I said, this the ultimate card of rebuilding. Okay, the star card. So there's a whole new cycle, even of healing, of clarity, rebuilding, having faith. You had the faith, and now it pays off, right? So new hope too. Yes, getting out of your own way, as I said. And then foundations, there's awakening here in some way. And there's awakening and expansion tying into April. So this is a big, huge month. All right. Things could really, and I just saw 1010 on the timer. So there's a whole new chapter, new page, new book for some of us, a whole new perspective even. Things really, really shift. What do we have here? I've been looking forward to April, actually. All right. We have Uriel here, card 11. The color is red. This is about emotions, healing, devotion, and integrating, maybe, integrating those lessons learned, or, what you've learned from having to go through challenging times. And then on the bottom of the deck, you have card 35, and this is self-respect and worthiness. Be very mindful of how you're talking to yourself. What you're putting up with too, like not letting anyone tear you down. This is about self-worth. Affirmations could be helpful for you. Independence, motivation. In some way you could feel more motivated. Now let's go ahead and get right into some Spring Weight Tarot Stars edition. Nice and springy. Well, I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, but I realize it's not spring everywhere. Hello to my Southern Hemisphere friends, where you're having autumn now. Also, a couple of animals came into your April reading. That was badger and deer. And card 333 came in, and also that's about protection. And then another message came in separately from the Galactic Angel deck that was also about protection. I'm not taking those. That deck's not ready yet. All right, so let's see. What do we have? I'm getting turquoise now. So this is interesting. I had Indigo Sky come in at your 2025 into 2026 reading, and now, so what is this? And now we have turquoise. So the blues, maybe it's connecting to the heart chakra, or I'm sorry, the throat chakra in some way. And also words, speaking. If you have things on your mind and you don't have anybody to talk to, talk it out loud to yourself, right? Or to your cat, or whatever, or to the trees, the stars. Or write it out in a journal. We are air signs, whether it's your sun, moon, rise, or Venus, whatever. You're here for a reason, because you have Libra influence in your chart strongly. That's why you're here. And it's really important that we get those thoughts out in some way. Not everybody likes to write, or wants to write, or can write. If you have arthritis in your hands or something, it might be difficult, but we can still say it out some way. We can record it, say it, or not record it, just get it out. Ace of Pentacles, there's that seed we are about to plant. What are we going to turn this opportunity into? It's up to us. What will we do? This is about us deciding with our thoughts and our feelings, all of it combined. What are we going to do to cross over that threshold, or through that new gateway there? There's a new path appearing. Because again, we saw 10, 10, 10, so that could be a sign there's a new path. What else do we have, please? I'm getting that, like, I am a warrior kind of song. There's a song female sings, I can't remember who, but anyway, yeah. All right, what do we have, please? Page of Cups. Now, I was hearing clairaudiently, hopes restored. So there's something here maybe about a dream coming true, a wish. You were right to have faith all along. A repeat message we've been getting for a while now. You were right to dream, to have faith, to look for those little reasons to celebrate in life. Continue to do that. That is what is keeping your vibration high, perhaps, and that is what is helping you be a magnet, an attractor for what it is you want to achieve. Something better. So, by all means, dream. And you never know, a double rainbow may appear right when you need it. There's a double rainbow on this Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, traditional tarot, that could be a happy surprise, something or someone you're going to love. And remember, you did have that message come in prior to this reading for me for April, of someone or something significant coming in. At first, that could be part of the something's not as it seems. Because at first it could be, you don't really think much of them, but then they may turn out to have a significant influence on your life in some positive way. What else do we have? even if they themselves aren't the positive thing necessarily, somehow meeting them or somehow this thing happening to you right at this time, and because divine timing is a big factor here, that's what then opens that door. That door flies open to this new what? I mean, you have two cards that have the path. You have the death card here, or the token there, and then you have the Ace of Pentacles. So the path, there's something about your path being clear. Your path is being elevated too. You're being elevated. What else? There's a lot of excitement here coming in. I'm getting a name like Donna. Okay, we also have the Four of Swords. Now that's what's clarifying Uriel, Archangel Uriel, and emotions, healing, devotion. Some of you have devoted that time. If you haven't, this is coming in as a reminder. Libra, devote that time you need to rest, to restore, to retreat, recharge, reflect. All the re's. Okay, what else do we have here? Speaking of we're going into the clarify that self-respect and worthiness. Tell us more, please. This one, all right. Oh my gosh, you have another ace. There's the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Action. All right. Some of you too, you're taking action on creating something more peaceful. It feels like something more true too. The keywords on this card too are angel, leader, confidence, beauty, loved, superstar, brilliant, worthiness. Okay, so this is all, maybe you're really feeling that energy and you're really kind of claiming it. You're like, yeah, that is me. Yes, I am healed. I am awesome. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am this, So fill that in. Like I am statements maybe could also help you. Because again, affirmations could really help this month for you. So two aces. You've got the ace, the seed's been planted, and here's the movement. Here is the action. Your actions will be rewarded. Okay, that is another message that's coming in, is feeling that energy strongly. What you do now will pay off later. Or what you've done, say, January was a connection, right? In January, is going to start paying off now. And this could literally be like big time. Things start moving forward. Things start paying off. Say you planted a seed, you had an idea, you began something, and then it, again, didn't really go that great. April's the time when you can make things go forward. And at the very least, you're going to find out if it's for you or not. Right? Even if you started seeing somebody back in January, or someone got in touch with you in January, then you didn't really see each other. Then April, they're back in town, or whatever it is. Okay. It could be so many different things. Only take what resonates. Always just do that and then leave the rest respectfully. Thanks so much. Now, what do we have? There's just a lot. There's like this new, fresh energy. I love it. It's such an intense shift. It's major. It's massive. Like, this is it. The time has come. Okay. All right. We have two cards here. There it is. So like I said, the time has come, and you get, here it is. the Knight and the Page of Action. Fire. This is fire. And we're in fiery season. We're in the year of the fire horse. We're in a 1 year, which is like initiative, leadership, and taking that action, right? And you have some significant changes that are coming. I keep getting that. I just saw 1818, and that is like something significant. There's great changes ahead, great, opportunities even with your aces here. But we have to take that action. And that's what the Page of Wands helps us do. If we're not feeling fully inspired yet, we're going to be getting it, hopefully, right? This is being fearless, being creative, being free-spirited, embracing that side of yourself. Embrace the excitement of it all. Explore, start new projects, build new things, just feel free to play too. Maybe get outside more. Have a connection with animals or with children. Those are things also that can really help us, kind of get inspired again. Feel our own childlike energy within us. We all have it still. Maybe it's very deep, but it's still there. And there's 6 of Wands here. There's a victory. There's success. This is what's clarifying that your dreams are within reach. Absolutely. Again, that door flies open, springs open. You now have a couple of messages here, one of love and one of inspiration, it feels like. All right. You also have, like I said, like the seed planted here with the pentacles, something you can plant that will actually yield some sort of practical or real 3D kind of fruit. Maybe it's literally fruit, but it's sort of something tangible. That's the word I'm looking for. It's something tangible. It's something you can point to or put your hands on and say, yes, this has been achieved. It's not like just thinking. It's there's something here that's being delivered. And there's a 7 of Cups. Some of you, it's a lot of new opportunities. But yes, some are going to be better than others, right? There's a few messages coming in here. Build a network, build your network, surround yourself with those people, places, things that are supportive of the transformation that you're wanting to achieve. Allow something time to grow, room to blossom, develop in its own time. But certainly be putting your love into it, your like, it's like I always go back to planting, but especially for April now, right? We're in April. So with plants, like, you're going to water them, you're going to give them the right environment, you're going to give them the right pot, the right soil, the right nutrients. And then you're just going to let them do their thing, right? Nature takes over. So it's kind of like one of those things, like you've cultivated, you've really, done what you can do. You've nurtured, you've watered, you've done what you can do for your dreams, for your goals, whatever it is you want to achieve, whatever it is you want to manifest, attract. And now it's like you wait, but you've waited, and now it gets delivered. Like you see the fruit. All right. So, and some of that fruit is ready for picking now. Like it will be in the month of April. This is super exciting. All right. What else do we have, please? Wow. Oh my goodness. You're getting some clarity here. You are going to be getting some clarity. That's good. This is good, because the 7 of Cups, the only thing I don't really love about it is sometimes it can be like fantasy, illusion. Some of the things in the cups are great, but I feel like you have that 4 of Swords. It's coming after the 4 of Swords, and then the next step. You know what you need to do. Some of you've already done it. That's just it. You're already in that place. You have the 8 of Wands. That energy hasn't moved yet, friends. Here it comes. It's flying. It's going fast. You're being released from whatever's stuck. You were stuck in the mud. You were spinning your wheels. Well, we're getting out of that. This is it. We're going forward. April is bringing us to where we want to go. What else do we have? Some of you already came to this reading having received the good news. So congratulations to you. Babies, new proposals in some way, getting engaged, moving in together, getting a new pet friend, animal friend, fur baby, whatever. Yeah, this can all happen. Getting a promotion because you stood up for yourself, because you've also, maybe some of you have needed to set boundaries. It's interesting. I'm getting this message about you're not working, the whole work smarter, not harder. It's like some of you have decided to pull back your energy, and then you get more attention, or you've decided you're going to do a little less. Well, suddenly people appreciate when you do things now, because now you're doing less. Isn't it amazing? It's very paradoxical. Okay. How many of you have noticed that? Like, it's like almost like the less you do, or the less you try. You don't want to be trying too much or giving too much. That's part of us balancing our Libra scales, right? If we're always the one giving, we're always the one putting in, we're always there, we're always available, we're always this, that. What motivates other people to give that much? Nothing, because we're doing it all, right? So just knowing that you can pull back somewhat, and then others will step in, maybe, or pitch in, and maybe you're like, no, Libra, I've tried that. That doesn't, that's not really happening. Okay. Again, it's not going to pertain to everybody, but what I'm saying is we need to have more of a balance. We can't put everything in and always be that one, and always having our foot, like, we're kind of like dancing. If we're always, the one stepping in, eventually everybody else they're being pushed in another direction. But if we back up and allow things to come to us, then not push so hard, we're not forcing things. We're equal partners in this dance of life. Relationships are like that, right? Other things in life, our relationship with life in general. Money can be like that. There's it comes and goes. Like, just that's how energy is, and we want to allow that energy. We want to also be receiving, as in not just always giving, or not just always the ones talking. Right? It's important to also listen to. Or maybe we're not always the ones writing. Actually, sometimes we're absorbing the information. We're reading. We're the observers too. We're not always the teacher in the spotlight. Right? So just something to think about, right? Any of this is, you take it or leave it. You do you, right? We have the High Priestess here. And there she is, realizing, there's a lot of different cycles, stages of development. Where are you with things? This is clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Now, this High Priestess is only going to get up and move and act on something when she feels good and ready. When she senses now's the moment, now's the time. Right? So that's why with general readings like this, and even in a personal reading, like you yourself are the ones, you have the free will, the final say, right? You know best. You know your situation best. You know you best. You know that if you do A, B, C, these are the things that are going to happen, right? You know that better than anybody a lot of the times, right? Now, this is about trusting yourself to utilize your own wisdom to solve some of those mysteries in life. To put you to point you towards the path that's best for you, bring me back to that path. And we have the Page of Pentacles. This is a good message. This is a message. You have so many pages in this reading. You now have 3 pages. The only one you don't have is the Page of Swords. We'll see if that comes out. But the Page of Pentacles, he has his companion there. Some of you are getting a little bit of support now. Your hard work is paying off. Or you know what else this is? See how they're looking at that pentacle. They realize they're having some clarity, even with the way these skies are nice and blue and the birds are flying high and all that. They're rising to the occasion of like, what I'm going to do with this pentacle. Remember, you have the Ace of Pentacles. What seeds are we planting? Let's get some cards right now from the Garden Variety Oracle. I just like to show this because it reminds me of a little seed packet. It's so cute how they did the box. So anyway, decks I use are down below. This one's by Sarah Stassi. All right. Or Stacy, however you say it. Stassi, Stasi. All right. What do we have, please? Tell us a story. Freshness. Yay. This is a nice, fresh opportunity. It's, you know what else it is? Lemon is invigorating. It's energizing. So this could be fresh energy. I just saw 27 on the timer. So maybe you resonate with that number, or 9. So that could be 99. 99 is a sign of leadership. If you enjoyed this reading, please like the video, hype, subscribe, comment, become a member. I appreciate all of it. Thank you so much. And we have peas, friendship. Maybe you have a new friend coming in that feels like a sister. I'm getting that energy. That's what I'm feeling. So sister type energy, or brother, but it feels like, like sibling energy. And then we have onion here, complexity. You might not be sure why you're attracted to something or why you have been attracted to something, but it's like you've just got to have it, so figuring out like what could that be about, or maybe just enjoying it. Hey, I don't know why I'm attracted to this right now. I feel like I want to learn how to wakeboard. That's random, but that's coming in, or paddleboard or something. We have orange with happiness, so more invigorating, joyful, vitality type energy. You now have red, orange, yellow, green, or no yellow. Okay, just red, orange, green. Now you have some yellow. Where was the lemon? We had lemon. Yeah, there's lemon. Okay. Yeah, so you have red, orange, yellow, green, and now we have commitment here with banana. All right, banana. Can I ask it just a little aside here? With bananas, have you ever thought about how, oh man, I've got 2 bananas or 3 bananas. Oh no, I better make banana bread quick before they, totally rot. But I'm like, bananas are like $1.40 for like a couple of bananas. So maybe they are, I don't know. But my point is all the ingredients and the time and then the calories that are in banana bread, it's like, it's like, these are the kind of things that are bringing me to this now, because it's like everything's a trade-off. And maybe we're needing, because resources are tight for a lot of us, that includes not just money, but time, love, all that. Maybe we just want to, rather than slipping into default the way we have been, or reaching in and helping somebody or whatever, maybe we just want to step back and like kind of assess and see how things play out with certain matters. Or maybe we want to say, I've always, whenever I get down to a few bananas, I feel like I have to make banana bread out of them, because boy, wouldn't it be a shame for those bananas to go to waste. But again, it's like, think of what you're having to invest to then make that banana bread. And then what's the payoff? Maybe you're not wanting to eat a bunch of banana bread, you know? Unless you're thinking, oh, I'm going to bake the banana bread, I'm going to give it to my grandkids, or I'm going to give it to my friends or neighbors or whatever. That could be something lovely. But my point is that you just need to really be thinking about, why are you doing things? And some of you may be going over, I guess, things that would be like of a sixth house nature in astrology, like, your daily habits, routines, like your day to day. Is it really working for you? Is your day working for you, or are you working for your day? Like, who's in charge here? So that's just what I'm getting from stuff like this. Okay. They never give me stories like about my personal life unless it's somehow going to relate to somebody out there. So if it's your message, feel free, claim it. And we have garlic here with protection. Now I want to let you know, this is telling me that some of us are in a place where we're feeling kind of scared, right? We're feeling like we want a little more certainty maybe before we move in to something. We want something to be a little more mature, a little more stable, feeling a little more harmonious before we move forward. That's up to you. That's completely up to you. Use your own wisdom of the High Priestess. Use your own wisdom. Sometimes, as grown-ups, and that's good. We want freedom, but we're not always we can't always have somebody tell us the answer, right? We have to live and see. Got to just go through it sometimes. So we have protection showing up again. That's why I'm getting this. That's why I just mentioned what I mentioned, because some of you, unfortunately, there is still some fear here and anxiety, and that's life. I understand that. I fully understand that as someone who's dealt with a lot of anxiety over time myself. But you are protected here. Again, is it your mind controlling you? Are you, with all those thoughts going around, like in that first card we had come out, right? So another message of protection, because it came out twice when I did your reading for 2020. Well, it was in 2025 for 2026. One more, please. I knew it would be watermelon. Oh my gosh. Felt it. I was like, it's watermelon. And there's some fun. So have some fun too. It's important. We can't just all be work, work, work. We've got to have some balance, right? What else do we have? We have the Chariot. So yeah, you have a lot of moon influence here. Maybe yourself are influenced by the moon. If you have Cancerian like if you're Cancer rising or ascendant, and the moon changes every couple of days, every like 2.5 days, you could find that, hey, your mood might fluctuate a lot. That could be part of it. Obviously, get things checked out if you need to, okay, professionally. But from a purely astrological standpoint, as someone who is a Cancer rising, I can tell you that when I see like moon stuff like this, the Chariot card, a card of Cancerian energy, the High Priestess, Pisces energy, but ruled by the moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon. My point is if being ruled by the moon is unlike being ruled by anything else, because of how quickly, how often the moon changes phases. And you yourself, not just because you're a Libra, what if you have Cancer in your first house, maybe? You could really feel like you're so heavily influenced by the moon. I'm just telling you this because, again, as somebody with that myself, I get it. It's one of those where it's like you have to yourself be comfortable with that aspect of yourself. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you because you change your mind, or because you're this way and then there's this side of you too. It's more about again, just having that like compassion for yourself, that empathy for yourself, even that things things shift. We're human. Situations shift. Things they felt okay 5 days ago, and now today they don't. There could be reasons for that, that even go beyond astrology. Obviously, so many that goes beyond astrology, but But yeah, so just maybe some of you can relate to that, those like frequent fluctuations. And I feel like it's it is a very Libra thing. Why exactly that it's a very Libra thing? They just say, well, because Libras are so indecisive and we're always analyzing and da da da. Well, we're trying to balance our scales. We're wanting to weigh all the options and energies and think of everybody involved in all the scenarios and things like that. We're really good at stuff like that. But yeah, but then if you yourself are influenced by like other factors around you, other people's emotions, again, Cancerian energy. If you have Libra and Cancerian, let me know in the comments, because it is an interesting combination. That is an interesting one, because again, you might be like super empathic, but yet you're having to like kind of balance all that out. So you're really, it's like it's a lot. Okay, it can be a lot, but it's like also really awesome. It's a really great combination to have too. So what else do we have? I've thought of starting a Cancer Rising channel too. But anyway, oh my gosh, and there's the sign to do it. There's an Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups. All right, so we have some daffodils here. We have 5 little birdies at the bath together. They're having a lovely time. They're having a little chat, but this one bird's like, wait a minute. What's going on over there? Look at the one bird. That catches my attention. You may be that one bird in your group that's like, wait a minute, what's that? That could be an opportunity right there. That could be that's changed my mind on something. I'm not going to go with the group on this one. Like there we go. There's just there's more to something than what it seems. Again, keep getting that message for some reason. Okay. So if you feel like you need to go your own way on something, let's get a card on that. 9 of Cups. You have to think about filling your own cup here first, right? If you feel like you need to you've got to focus on your own fulfillment, right? 9 of Cups, card of fulfillment, could be emotional fulfillment, abundance in some way, enjoyment. Sometimes we have to decide, you know what? I got to focus on my own cup. If I want to have the 9 cups, I need to focus on what's going on here and what's going on over there. Like maybe just right here, I've already reflected on what this is and what it's going to lead to. And that's just not enough right now. So I'm going to go over there. This little bird is so cute. Like, what else do we have? Oh my goodness. We have the Empress. Following that intuition, following where your heart is wanting to take you, getting a little less out of the mind, could really pay off. It could benefit you. You go from the High Priestess to our card, Libra, that we share with Taurus, being ruled by Venus, the Empress. Yep, the Empress. We're in the flow. We know that, if there's something that we want to accomplish, we've done hard things, we have enough wisdom under our belt here, we've got the higher perspective that a lot of other people maybe do not understand. I'm playing off the High Priestess and the Chariot and even the Star card. There's a lot of like watery influence here. Although Aquarius is actually not water, it's air, like us. There's something here, like, yes, air and water can work together. You can have a good balance of following your own heart, but being smart about it, having strategic plans for how you're going to make a watery dream come true, dreaming, water, intuition, that sort of thing. Get where I'm going with this? Okay. So there's the Empress, the transition, the transformation here. She's checked all the boxes. She's done the steps. She knows how to garden. She's got the power, of all, in the knowledge really of all the queens combined. So she has fertility on her side. She's got abundance here. It's not hard for her to create. So I feel like you are stepping into a much more healed and abundant time period, space, as you will. And the reason I say healed and then abundant is because a lot of the times that healing, that then can lead to the growth, right? It's hard to grow from a broken space, right? Or if you're feeling broken or you're feeling like depleted, I guess you should say, right? It's hard to it's hard to do that sometimes. But can it be done? Absolutely, yeah. I've seen plenty of flowers push up through concrete cracks in the sidewalk, and maybe that's been you your whole life. Maybe you've been that little flower that somehow makes it and cracks, breaks through the hardness of your surroundings and really shines. And so that's coming through again in this reading, right? All right, let's get some wild heart animal cards. These have animals and flowers. Dragonfly and bluebells. We have change and thanks. This is shifting with ease. Shifting with ease. This is having gratitude for the changes because that's how you grow. Thanks for summarizing this reading. Oracle deck. What else do we have? We have Ram and Amaryllis. Now, this is right on point because, again, Aries season. Here's the Ram. This is about being strong yet noble. Empress, right? Or High Priestess even. It can also be Chariot. The thing with the Chariot I didn't talk about much. Like that's that higher perspective. They have that clarity of direction. They have that determination. They're actually taking action now. They are moving forward. So you yourself are getting that energy to move forward. So this is resolve to break through. Look at that. Resolve to break through. You're standing your ground and you're knowing you're always worthy. This is very, very important at this time. And get some galactic angel messages and angel numbers, and then we'll go ahead and close out our reading. We do have the other channels, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Information's down below. And schoolhouseintuitive.com for information regarding personal readings. You have a timeout's been called, life's on pause so you can catch your breath. That could be why some things hadn't moved forward when they did. And someone's trying to hold on. Be careful of energy vampirism. Cleanse your aura and space, especially you empaths out there, or AKA Cancer risings even. That's a big sign of that. Or any sort of, like even your Pisces. A lot of Pisces influence too are like natural empaths. All right. You have karmas at play that flipped over. So you can clear karma or cash in on good karma at this time. Choose your actions wisely. And then pay attention to the animals. A new animal spirit guide is entering your world. And along those lines, let's get another card. Let's get an animal healing card. See who comes out. Maybe it'll be badger or deer. That's who came out in our yearly. I don't think it is, but it's not. It's lioness, though. We get the lion so much, Libra. Lioness. Here we go. Attraction. Card 13. Sacral chakra. Embrace your divine feminine magnetism. Empress. High Priestess even. The more open you are to receiving, the more effortlessly your heart's desires come to you. It's all about that sacral chakra, the divine feminine. Empress. Empress, Libra. We all have masculine, feminine energies, right? Nothing to do with gender. All right, what else do we have here? You know how to show support. I appreciate you for doing it. Thank you. 66, a sign of creativity. Remember I said I was getting sixes? So we have 66, creativity. Now, real quick, sixes can have to do with harmony. Okay? They can have to do with problem solving, compassion. All right? So there's just a few things sixes can have to do with. They can have to do with lots of other things too, but for the purpose of, the sake of keeping it under an hour, we won't get into that. But it can be, domestic things. Remember I said sixth house stuff was coming up? Sixth house, like your daily routines, habits. It can also have to do, just daily responsibilities. Six is about, when you're feeling kind of more balanced too. Think of like the Six of Pentacles, right? And the scales are in that card too. So service-oriented, compassion. You have 33, a sign of blessings. Your angels bring peace, love, and illumination. And then 88, enlightenment. You've achieved wisdom and you find success. And 1010, Libra. A sign of a new path awaits. Let your soul grow and trust new beginnings. I think that's the card that we're ending on for this. So wishing you a fantabulous April. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Take care.